And it's Bootney Farnsworth.
We're gonna break down and do a little talking about the UFC 217 Bisbing versus St.Pierre. The first fight, the first fight on the prelims that they have up is St.Pierre versus Corey Anderson. Who you taking in this one, Booten?
I'm taking St. Preux, man.
Are you?
I think he did. Yeah, oh yeah. And I think he stuck it out with John Jones. Lost that decision, but yeah, I'm Anderson never really impressed me. I mean, I think he's skilled, but I think St. Preux, after going the distance with arguably the greatest fighter, minus the pads, I
Okay.
think St. Preux got this.
I'm gonna go with the upset on this one, man. I'm taking up
Oh
and coming
shit.
Anderson, bro. I
All right,
watched
all right.
I watched his last fight, man, and I think he's got what it's gonna take to not only beat St. Preux but stop him.
You think you're gonna stop him? What
I think he's
round?
gonna stop him. KO.
Shit. All right. Yeah, we'll
That's
see.
that's just something I picked up on. I think uh I think St. Prue's gonna try to bang with him, and I think that's gonna hurt him. I think he's gonna get aggressive and take him lightly.
Nah, I don't think you're gonna take Anderson lightly, but I mean, I don't know. I can't. Now I think St. Preux gonna knock him out probably in the
Mm.
second round.
Calling the second round.
Yep, yep.
I'm gonna say it goes to the third with a KO
All right, third and
by
KO.
Anderson.
We'll see. All right, all
Okay,
right.
the next one, boss, that is not on the pick system here on UFC 2, on the event planner is Hendricks versus Costo.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was watching some highlights of the Brazilian dude, Pablo. No, Paulo, that's his name. Yeah. Yeah, he impressed me. He's like a young Vitor Belfort.
He is
Real
10 and
aggressive.
0.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I think they just trying to feed him. I think he probably gonna be one of the next stars. And throwing Johnny Hendricks, who Hendricks did make weight, so that's a plus. Uh, but yeah, I think they gonna feed that Brazilian, and I think I think Paulo's gonna knock him out.
Damn. So
Yeah, I
so
don't even
you
think that's gonna
saying
go out of the
Rig?
first round.
You
Oh yeah,
saying Rig is for to get KO'd in the first round?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
on the fence about this one because I've only seen a few highlights of the Brazilian.
Uh
But
huh.
man, I like Riggs' just go get 'em attitude and style of fighting.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I do too, but Riggs ain't the Riggs he used to be.
Yeah, you are true about that. So you know
About
what? I'm finna play follow the leader, my man. I'm
All
going with
right,
the Brazilian. I'm going with the
all right.
Brazilian, but I'm gonna say it's gonna take him a little bit longer than the first round. I
I'm
I,
calling first round.
I think
Watch
you
first
hating on
round.
Hendricks because he's old, but
Nah, I ain't hating on him. Shit, I'm old as hell, but nah, I'm not hating on him. I
but
know he switched camps, but I don't and he made weight, which is a good sign, but that Paulo Costa, man, he's aggressive, he's a beast, and I don't see it going past the first round.
I'll say second round.
All right.
I'll say late second round too. When I say that, I'm talking
Okay,
about
okay.
like past the 3 minute mark.
All right. You make sure you remember all your choices.
I, I,
So,
I'm picking them on the game as we go.
all right,
Uh,
all right.
so the next fight on here is the Vic versus Duffy fight.
All right.
Now this is a fight that I really could care less about, to be honest.
Exactly.
Um, Joe
Yeah.
Duffy, you know what I mean. I've watched a lot of his fights before. James
Hmm.
Vick, I haven't watched a lot. He is 11-1, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't see this being an exciting fight. I see this going to the scorecards. Uh, I'm gonna say with Duffy winning that one. just because it's a toss up, and I don't really care either way.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I'll go with Duffy on that one.
Okay,
Cause
so
like you said, I really don't care about this matchup.
finally one we picked the same. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's see. We're gonna choose a decision on this one. Okay.
All right.
Well, what did you say? How did you think it's gonna finish that one?
I'll go with the decision too.
Yeah.
Cause to be honest, I don't know enough about either one of the fighters, so I'll go by a decision by Duffy.
Okay. Now the next fight is Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now
Oh
who you
yeah.
got in this one?
Thompson.
You going Thompson?
Yes, I am, man. As gritty as Masvidal is, man, I think Thompson, his skill set, his striking, I think his takedown defense is grade A, and I just think he's gonna fluster Masvidal. And Masvidal, don't get me wrong, he's gritty as hell, but and I think Thompson will be a lot bigger than him too. So I'm going with Thompson on this one
And that's my
by
pick too.
decision.
By
By
decision?
decision, though.
Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
nah. I'm telling you right now, Wonder Boy is gonna stop that within 2 rounds.
All right, all right.
And the reason I'm gonna say that is because just like you said, Masvidal is gonna get flustered
Uh-huh.
because Wonder Boy's takedown is, you know what I mean. He's not
Yeah.
perfect, you know what I mean, but I think he's got enough to get him flustered and pull off, you know what I mean, the victory when dude rushes in because he's flustered.
Exactly. And Thompson's what I mean is takedown defense. I just didn't mean just specifically defending the takedown, but his footwork is so, he switches from southpaw to
Oh,
orthodox. I
he's
mean, he's just
crisp.
really,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
crisp.
yeah. So, and I think his timing is damn near perfect. And I think I'm going with Thompson on this one.
Okay, see, and the reason I like Thompson, man, is just because he's not a Cerrone where he's just game to fight anybody anytime.
Yeah.
But when he does fight, he's always prepared. It seems
Oh
to
yeah.
me like even the 2 losses that he's had, it
Yeah.
wasn't because he was unprepared. He was just,
Yeah.
got caught or he just was outmatched.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so to me, that type of fighter, you know what I mean? I'm not a fighter myself, but to be prepared every fight for the person you're fighting says something about the camp that's behind him and
Oh,
his
definitely,
his
definitely.
mindset and his setup period, you know what I mean, going into the fight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of fighters I think that sleep on that. They go in there solely on, you know what I mean, oh, I'm gonna knock him out or I'm gonna do this, where I think Thompson adjusts to the fighter but still implements his own game on people.
Oh, definitely. And he gave my respect when Willie almost knocked him clean the fuck out. I mean, yeah, he's definitely got my respect. He's a tough guy, tough, talented guy.
Yeah, yeah, and I want to reiterate that a talented guy too. Yeah, I do like him in this fight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, now I'm country as hell, y'all. For that who that's watching this, so I'm gonna let him pronounce the 2 females fighters that's on the card tonight, and they're gonna be fighting for the belt. Uh, I'm gonna let him introduce them.
Well, shit, we all know Jay Jettercheck. Shit, I think that's how you pronounce it. Against Rose Nama Nama Ding Dong or
Nama
Nama
ding dong.
Junes. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a good fight. Cause to me, JJ is probably definitely the best striker in the female. Um, on the female side, but arguably on the male side too. I mean, she is tactically, she's a genius. I mean, yeah, definitely
You
tactician,
so hold on,
100%.
hold on, hold on. So you saying she's more crisp than a Machida?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
big though, because Machida was the least hit man in MMA for the
Oh yeah.
longest.
Yeah, that's his style. Being real elusive with the karate background, And to be honest, he was the first one to bring that into the sport. So, a lot of people had to catch up and figure out what the heck he's doing. But now you look at him, it's no secret anymore. But yeah, JJ, man, when I watched her fight, I mean, it's beautiful. It's like it's a perfect stand-up art. Yeah, so
Now I
definitely
think
her
she made a
striking is
big
grade A.
mistake in the interviews this week. She pulled
You
that
think so?
yeah, she pulled that I'm gonna retire undefeated. And we remember what happened to the last person that said that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
You
yeah.
know, especially coming from another female who says it,
Yeah, yeah,
but I think she's gonna win this bad. I think she's gonna bang Rose up bad.
yeah. I think so too. Yep,
Uh, I think
yep.
Rose is just outclassed. Not saying she's not a good fighter. I'm just saying, it's like comparing steak to McDonald's hamburger. Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
you
Yep.
know, I just think like I've watched her fight, and I'm not really interested in a lot of female fighters, but I've been following her, and she
Same
is
here.
a
Yep.
animal. She is a
Oh yeah.
animal. When
Yeah.
she goes hard, and like you said, she is super crisp. I don't know if I'd put
Oh
her at the
yeah.
level that you said she at. You know what I mean? Where she on top of most men, and
You
everything
can
else.
watch her again, but it's
Yeah,
debatable. But
yeah,
yeah, I just love watching her fight. You
yeah.
know.
She is very technical. She
Hmm.
gets in, gets out, and does damage when she goes.
Yep.
And and
Yep.
I don't know too many females fighters that's gonna be able to hang with her.
Yeah.
But
Now
to
I'm
say
curious.
undefeated though,
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody
Well,
can get
she's
caught sleeping.
confident. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. She can get caught, but I don't think this gonna be the day. But but yeah, man. I mean, all of the pre-fight shit. Her talking shit and doing the weigh-ins and stuff. And I mean, I don't know how that's gonna affect Rose Nama Ding Dong.
Well,
But
see,
I don't know.
you know what she was pissed about. Joanna is one of, I guess, Rose's husband called her whole training camp a bunch of fucking bitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like she
Yep.
was like I guess she took that as, what I mean, you talking shit about her family. She was highly upset
Yep.
about that. Like she didn't want to shut up about that whenever they was talking to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what I mean, Rose's old man might have just got her a little extra ass whooping, you know what I mean? A
I
few
know.
punches after the bell, you know what I mean? A few
Yep.
unnecessary punches if the ref don't get in there.
Oh yeah.
So you want to talk about this the feud match that's gonna come, or no, actually how you think when you think this match is gonna end? What round?
Uh, I'm saying JJ, hmm, fourth round.
I'm picking third by JJ.
All right. All right.
And the next one up is the bantamweight title fight
Yeah. It's gonna be
between No Love and
fireworks.
TJ.
Yep.
Now, how do you? Okay, now coming from a former fighter, okay, the whole beef between these two is that Dillishaw quit Alpha Male to go train with another coach that would used to be with Alpha Male that got his own gym and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel No Love is right that he's a complete sellout that or do you feel that Dillashaw made that move to better his own style, his own game?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, fighting is an individual sport. I've had experiences where I left my gym, and it's nothing personal against your teammates, but it's just you got to do what you got to do to get better. Um, so yeah, if you feel the need that you got to move on, then to better yourself, then shit, you need to do it.
See, my whole
So
thing with this is like you said, it's an individual sport, okay? And I think Dillashaw, whenever he moved on or whatever, I think they took that to heart because they knew Dillashaw at the time was the draw. Because when all this happened, Cody was still up and coming.
yeah,
Uriah had done faded out, you know what I mean? So it
hmm
was right in between that time of, who's who, and Dillishaw was right at the top of that. And I think
Yeah,
that that's
yeah,
what made him pissed, was because he left right whenever he was at the top of Alpha Male, and left out.
yeah, yeah,
Now, with that being
yeah.
said, Cody's 11-0. Dillashaw's
Uh-huh.
15-3.
And don't forget that video that came out,
Uh,
of them
that that
training.
okay. Now, what did you take about that video though?
You know, I took it like this. I mean, I've trained with guys that have dropped me, that I would beat in a real fight. Now, seeing as how we was not there, it could have been a case of, because sometimes, and especially if Cody is an up and comer like you say, and Dillashaw at the time is a man, or I'm not sure when this sparring session took place, but a lot of times you kind of ease up on the up and comers, or you kind of give them a little bit so they can work, so they can do work. So it could have been a case of, yeah, come on, Cody, and then bam, he got caught like shit. That's a good shot. So I didn't take too much into that. I mean, training is training, and a fight is a fight. So,
See, I
you
took
know,
very little of that video,
yeah.
and
But,
I took
but,
that as
go
Cody
ahead.
trying to throw that out there just to mess with Dillashaw's head.
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely
Because
did.
because the thing is, it's an old football saying, but I still think it goes for fighting too. You know what I mean? Any given
Yeah,
Sunday, you
yeah. I
know,
hear you.
anybody can lose. And just like they say in fight MMA, what I mean? He's got a puncher's chance.
Yeah,
Anybody can
yeah.
go in there, and get knocked out
Oh yeah,
at any time against anybody.
yeah,
Does it happen all the time to great fighters? No. But with these two here, it's just I didn't take much from it, just because, like you said, it was a training fight. We didn't see the whole
yeah,
thing. You know what I mean? Uh,
yeah.
and to me, Dillashaw didn't get knocked out. He got knocked down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
you
was
might
playing
want
it
to
off as
yeah,
he got knocked out. You know what I mean? He got knocked
yeah,
down, but he was getting right back up
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
clip I
that was a
seen.
little instinct. Yeah, a little instinct. I mean, he wasn't out cold, but it was kind
Yeah,
of like one of
that's what I'm
those
saying. Yeah,
flash. Yeah, yeah.
he was stunned or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I'm
definitely,
not knocking
definitely.
that. You know what I mean? He was stunned, but
Yeah.
what I mean? He didn't go to sleep on the bat. You know what I mean?
Oh no, oh no.
But I
Yeah,
think certain people who aren't true MMA fans,
yeah.
uh, and don't know about fighting and stuff like that, they take a little bit more into that than what they should.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
There was people
But
all on Twitter just, oh,
yeah,
Garbrant's just, he bullied him. And it's like, you
yeah,
seen
yeah,
like 12-second clip. What are you talking
yeah.
about? Dillashaw could have been banging him up that whole training
Oh,
session. You know what I mean? And
oh
that's
yeah,
just the
oh
one
yeah,
punch that landed. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. What it did remind me of when you're talking about training, two friends training and eventually fighting. It did remind me of Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, back in the day, because there was mad talk that when Tito was a champion, that every time he would train with Chuck he couldn't take Chuck down. Chuck would dominate him, and when they finally fought, I mean, we saw what happened. So, but
And that's the
yeah, I
thing
don't.
though too. Is practice and stuff like that is one thing, but there's a whole nother level when you actually fight. Like,
Oh,
I've
definitely,
never
yeah,
trained in fighting a day in my life. Okay, and I've known people who have trained MMA, karate, or whatever it is, and ended up fighting that person. And like, I think it was Tyson said, once you punch a motherfucker in the face, their game plans go out the window sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh
if
yeah,
you know, and that's the whole thing. With friendships too. Like you were saying, one could be taking a light on the other one because they know they're a more
exactly.
dominant fighter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And when you do stuff like that, you know what I mean, you're going at it half-ass against somebody. You can always get caught.
yep, yep.
But with that said, I'll let you call the last couple. First, I'm gonna call this one.
All right.
I'm saying after this fight, there's still gonna be a perfect record. I'm calling
You think
Cody
so?
no love with the same thing he did in training with the
Yeah.
KO.
All right. Nah, I'm going for Dillishaw in the upset, man.
Okay, so
I mean, yeah,
so how
I
you
like
think it's
Cody
gonna happen?
decision. Think he's gonna grind out a
Decision.
decision. Yep.
Now, do you think he's gonna be able to take down Cody very easily, or
Not easily, but I think he's gonna get him down and grind him out. Now, I mean, Cody very well could knock out Dillashaw, but I'm rooting for the underdog in this one. So,
okay? So you
yep.
think Dillashaw's the underdog?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going for Dillashaw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You think he's an underdog in this fight, though?
Shit, I think he is.
I
If
don't
he
know.
not, a lot of people expect Garbrant to knock his head off.
Even though Cody's
As
the
far as the
champ, though,
odds, I'm not.
I don't know, man. I've seen Dillashaw battle people who I think are just as
Exactly.
good as Cody, if not better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even though I'm
yeah.
saying Dillashaw gonna lose, I just don't know if I would say he's like an underdog in this fight. I don't know. I think he would be favorited. I don't know what the lines of it is,
hmm I don't know. I think he's favored.
but I
I
definitely,
think
man, I want to keep an eye
Cody's
on this
favored.
fight and
Definitely.
the Rose fight. I think both of those, somebody's gonna bleed.
Definitely. Yep.
I think people
Oh
gonna
yeah.
bleed in that fight right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, hey, watch both of us be wrong. Dillashaw will come out there and knock out No Love in the first round.
Oh
uh,
yeah.
all right.
Anything's possible in this sport, man. That's why we love it. You know.
Make a Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
the last fight is the Bisbing versus the St.Pierre, coming back after
Oh yeah.
4 years.
The fight for the fans, the casual fans.
I was just finna say that
Yeah.
because to me, I would almost rather seen Bisbing fight anybody else.
Same here, man. Same here.
I think St. Pierre has
Yep.
always been a boring fighter, and you know, and that's just my opinion. And I understand the whole ground game. I understand control. I understand all that, but it's boring to me
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way
A
he
lot of people
fights.
feel that way.
I
I
I
love
think.
watching Pierre fight, man.
Do you?
Oh yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah. The
what
ability to
intrigues you
take
about his?
anybody down. Well, just because of his I mean, just think about it. Everybody knows what he or knew what he was going to do once that bell rang. You're going to try to take me down, grind it out, shoot that jab. And I mean, he's fought great wrestlers and he took them all down, you know, and the fact, I mean, just the fact that is his athleticism. I mean, I just respect that, man. And a lot of people think he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time, you know? Especially with the whole performance enhancing drug thing with John Jones, who some people think he's the greatest of all time, or
I
my
still do.
buddy Anderson, who knocked, I had the pleasure of getting KO'd by. Some people
Uh,
think,
I wasn't
he's
gonna
the
bring
greatest
that
of
up,
all
but that
time.
was the
Yeah,
first
you
KO
always bring it up.
Anderson Silva ever had. You know what I mean? On a guy who said the man has no knockout power. I'm just saying, any given Sunday, a fighter's chance, a puncher's chance, folks.
Can I blame the performance enhancing drugs?
You
Maybe he was
can,
on
you
that
you
loss.
can. Yeah, that's it.
Good,
That's
good,
it.
good.
Because
All
they
right.
wasn't as strict back then, huh?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
see, I don't know, man. I don't like how I think just St. Pierre lays and smothers too much. You know what I mean? It's just I understand that's
Uh,
his edge, his game or whatever. But
yeah,
I think for somebody with his talent though, you know what I mean? That because he is a great fighter, don't get me wrong.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
think he could just do more when he does get people ground down on the ground, and he doesn't. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
You
he
know.
did early in his career, so I would agree with that. Yeah.
Now, with that being
But see,
said,
the argument, you saying that about Pierre, they say the same shit about the fucking Maya, you know? A lot of people don't like watching Damian Maya fight. I love watching Maya fight. You know what I'm saying? Cause
Yeah, but I
he's
think I think Maya is more active on the ground though, to me,
oh hell yeah, yeah.
than St. Pierre. That's what I'm saying. I don't think St. Pierre, once he gets people to the ground, I don't think he's as active as he should be. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
registering this on St. Pierre's talent. You know what I mean? Because I
Uh-huh.
know with his talent, I think once he gets people to the ground, he should be more active. He should try to finish the fight more often. You know what I mean? Where I
Yeah.
don't think he does, and that's what throws me off about him.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, St. Pierre's on the card. Came back 4 years.
It's a long time.
Okay? We ain't even gonna call the fight right now. I wanna know who is the super fight that you would have loved to seen against St. Pierre, since this is supposed to be the fans fight. Like, who is the
Damn.
super fight? Who would you have bought tickets for to go see St. Pierre fight?
Shit. Really nobody that I could think of. You know, there was talk that he would go down and fight McGregorish. You know, nah, nobody really. I mean, I think Woodley can beat him.
My super fight for that right there is I would have loved to seen, and this was in their prime or now, two of the greatest of all time, him and Silva.
Yeah, there was talk back in the, about that. Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have
Yeah,
been
that was
nice.
before you had a lot of the fighters willing to jump down,
Yeah,
while holding the belts or whatever. Because Connor
yeah,
started
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? Back in the day, if somebody held a belt, you know what I mean, at 205, they wasn't coming up or down. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To fight nobody.
yeah.
But I would have loved to seen back in his prime St. Pierre against Anderson Silva,
Oh yeah, that would have been nice.
or even Anderson Silva versus John.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a nice fight.
That would have been nasty to me, I
Yeah,
think.
yes, yes.
Now, with Bisbing being 31-7, bro, and St. Pierre 25-2, who you taking on this fight and why?
Bisbing
You
all day.
taking Bisbing all day?
Oh yeah, yep. I
Okay.
think I just think he's I think he's bigger. I think his technical boxing is way better than George's. Um, yeah, I think this is a bad fight for George. I don't think George can hold. George and probably take him down, especially early on, round one, two, three. But I think Bisman is a fucking grinder. You know, I think a lot of people. He's probably the least respected UFC champ, especially recently. People don't give him his respect, but Bisbin is tough as fuck. And I just think he's gonna grind it out. And I think I'm calling the KO, man. I think he's gonna knock St. Pierre out
What round?
because I mean I- I'm saying I'm gonna say the fourth round because we don't
That's
know where
exactly my
St.
pick.
Pierre's
I already
head
picked
is.
that on the screen, bro. I
Yeah.
already picked that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I
I don't
just
know. I think
think
it's a
I
bad
think
matchup for George.
I think now. Let me ask you a question. I think St. Pierre should have took a tuner fight before coming back for this fight. Now that
Yeah.
goes. It's a good thing and a bad thing. If he gets in there with a tuner fight, because we had this same discussion with Cormier and Jones,
Yeah.
whether Jones and Cormier should, or whether Jones should take a tuner fight or not. And with Jones, I said absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
With St. Pierre, it's still a toss up to me, because if he goes and takes a tuner fight and gets KO'd or gets beat, dominated or something like that, then he's not in the limelight to fight Bisbing.
Yeah.
But coming off of 4 years, bro,
I
and
know
you're
it's a
gonna come
long
in and fight a
time.
tough motherfucker like Bisbing, man, That's rough.
Yep.
That is rough for
Yep.
that to be your first fight back. And I'm
Definitely.
almost wanting to change my pick and say he's going to take him out in the third, but I'll
All
stick with the
right.
fourth.
Yep. Fourth round.
But that's for the middleweight title. Now, who do you think gets the fight after this for that title?
Uh, damn. Well, if Bisbing wins, then he's got to fight Whitaker.
I don't know why that's not the fight right now.
Well, because Whitaker ain't St. Pierre.
And that's the thing.
The
That's
UFC is yeah.
Do
The
you
UFC is
remember
turning
back in the
into
day whenever UFC wasn't all about the money? And I understand it coming from a business aspect, but back in UFC back in the day, you had to actually earn your shots.
yep.
And now
Those
they're
days
just
over with.
giving them out. You know what I mean? Here's the interim belt for you. You know what I mean? Just to make, try to make these super fights that sell.
Yep.
And I'm starting not to like that about the fight game, but I understand it as a business. But to
Yep.
me, this should be Bisbing versus Whitaker all day, every day.
I think so. Yep.
All right. Anything you want to add?
Ah man, just a great night of fights. It's probably the best card of the year.
It's going to be a good
Arguably.
card. A lot of
Yeah, good
action.
card. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
a lot of action. Like the, I'm thinking that Thompson fight is going to be a nice bloody fight. I think
Yep.
Thompson. I think Thompson. I picked Thompson to win that, like we said. JJ.
Yep.
I think she's going to dominate Rose.
Yep.
Cody and Dillishaw with all the heat. That's going to be a great fight. And then I just think Bisbing's going to beat up the old great one.
Definitely.
But listen up,
St.
folks,
Pierre.
man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If y'all enjoyed this, man, let us know by smashing that like button. It's going to be posted on my channel as well as on Bootney Farnsworth channel. We would like to do this for every one of the pay-per-views, let y'all know our thoughts, insides of it. Bootney is a ex-fighter. I am just a big fan, and he's one of the homies. Good dude. So if you're watching this on my channel, definitely go over there and check out his channel. The link will be in the description below. Any last words, boss?
Nah, man. Let's enjoy the fights tonight. That's it.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for viewing. Don't forget to smash that like. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think of our picks.